And welcome back to part two of What If Naruto Had One for All. I had to make sure I didn't say it. And as you can see by the thumbnail in the background picture, guess what's going to be happening in this part? But where and how? That's the question. So we catch up with Naruto after passing the bell test with Kakashi. He also bit the Salma. He's like, I'm proud of you, Naruto. You did well. It's like, great. I'm happy too. I can't wait to start doing ninja missions. And All Might's kind of like smiling, does this thing. Oh, wait till he finds out. And so we would catch up with Naruto, obviously, when we catch up with him in Team 7 later on, catching Tora. Now, yes, One for All does help him get to Tora a little quicker, but nothing changes there. They bring Tora in, and they basically go and get Tazuna because they get the Land of Wave mission. Naruto very much still is that brat. He's not a brat. He's a former brat. He wants to prove it. So before we actually get to the Wave arc, let's actually break down how Team 7 has evolved since the last part of the series. Because, yeah, things would be a little different. Them seeing Naruto having not glowing, but sparking electricity off his body, moving extremely fast, having this power, that's not something he had in the academy. And so they do go to him and ask, what happened to you? Where did you get this power, Naruto? And Naruto, for what it's worth, doesn't have to lie. He just doesn't have to tell everything. He even asked All Might. All Might even told him prior. You could tell them exactly what the power is and what it does, but you can't really tell them where you came from. Just say that you inherited it. You could say it's a Kekkei Genkai you found out about, but you can't reveal how All for One actually works. I keep saying All for One. How One for All actually works. You can't basically say you can pass it down to someone. Not until you're strong enough to actually protect enough people that you won't lose it accidentally. By the by, a few things to address real quick. One, after seeing all the comments and the responses, I think I am going to just stick to the origin I started with. I had a lot of people vote for the idea that existed within the Naruto world the way I kind of stated, but their explanations didn't quite work, like it being an Uzumaki, Kekkei Genkai, or something like that, or Jutsu didn't really work, because then it's like, well, why doesn't every other Uzumaki have it? Being like a ability that shows up once every 1,000 generations or 1,000 years. Honestly, the ninja world I don't think has been around for 1,000 years, so I don't think that really works. And then that's still implying could be passed down by the sage, and that just doesn't work logistically in this. But someone did think that I implied that Orochimaru created One for All. That's not what I was implying. I was using it as an example that Orochimaru, in theory, if he had One for All, could pass it to Kimimaro, who after it took in his body, could pass it back to Orochimaru, so forth and so on. That's what I was implying with that. I wasn't saying that Orochimaru created it. And yes, Naruto had to wait a couple hours for One for All to actually take effect, but we're good there. Anyway, so yes. And so Naruto gives the base explanation that All Might told him to give, about, how he found out he had this latent Kekkei Genkai, and that he's been working to kind of improve it. It helps up his speed, strength, and all that. Well, so they accept that explanation. They do. But Sasuke's like, I'm not going to lose to you. And so Sasuke and Naruto have really been competing quite a bit in spars and training. One of the things about Naruto versus My Hero is the fact that we see characters train, honestly, a lot more. Let me rephrase that. We actually see them train a lot more in My Hero. But in terms of what we know about life and day-to-day, they're training a lot more in Naruto than they are My Hero. So Naruto would progress a lot quicker with One for All than he would, say, in My Hero, because he's naturally just training with his abilities. Add on the fact that the Shadow Clones, which he is training with that ability, is training with those clones, still not realizing it's amping him up, is helping to speed his progress up, trying to get his chakra control back to where it was prior to getting One for All. That's going to take a long damn time because he's just got so much extra chakra now. He's to the point where he probably, as I said, he was actually hovering more around at 8%. He might even be up to a 10% now in terms of his ability to use One for All to its fullest, which again isn't insanely powerful given how powerful One for All is, but for Naruto, chakra, and all that in the Naruto world, it's still very powerful. And I'd still put him within Lee's standards. Whether we could say I'd say I wouldn't put him at Lee's weightless speed or say like 8 gate speed until we're getting to like the around 20% range. That said, however, should also note that the move that I had him use, where he basically used 100% with his clones, does come with a backlash effect. He found out later on that even though his body is not going to break, the clone's body breaks, but they're clones. They pop out of existence. Even though his body won't break, he's feeling all the excess pain that's going through those clones when they basically break their bodies. So it's just like, even though he doesn't break his arm, it feels like he breaks his arm. And just, so he that's kind of a last resort move until he can like get used to the amount of pain he puts himself under. But Sasuke now starts pushing himself harder, faster, getting stronger a lot quicker. So he's actually escalated quite a bit. I would be so bold to say he's actually probably around where he is when he fights. There we go. Oh, that's a lot better. When he fights Haku, which we know he had improved at that point. His chakra control was the big thing that they were training with. But we know his physical stats kind of went up too. So he's actually probably around there. He's still reflex-wise faster than Naruto, and he's still more skilled in hand-to-hand, but Naruto's physical abilities, when he's actually using One for All, still outshine Sasuke by a bit. He's the beat stick of the team. He definitely is. Add on with the clones, he's arguably the strongest member of the team now. Sasuke is definitely more skilled, and he has a couple jutsu Naruto doesn't, but still. Even Sakura has actually had to put effort in to be able to use their effective teamwork, because Sasuke is improving physically drastically, and Naruto is just weeks beyond her. She actually has to work out and actually get stronger to be able to effectively keep up with the team and actually use their teamwork effectively. Now, that doesn't mean she's, God among shinobi or anything like that, but she is drastically stronger here physically. Like, her physical abilities are drastically upped. I would say the problem is Sakura kind of remains a flat consistent through part 1. We see her overall level of skill with her fight with Ino and with the fight with the Sound Trio, and she's more the intelligence of the group than the physical. So it's not really fair to use those parameters as the benchmark for where she improves, because she's probably actually better than either of those moments in the series, physically speaking. But at the same time, she's obviously, without using chakra to enhance her physicality, she's not anything in Shippuden. Although, you could make an argument she's maybe getting to where her base form is without chakra in Shippuden. I don't know. She could go toe-to-toe with someone like Tenten, I'd say. Not Tamari, but Tenten. Who is, even though a long-range, mid-range fighter with weapons, still on a team with physical fighters. So I'd say she could go toe-to-toe with someone like Tenten. But that's all leading up now to the Wave mission, where we have, obviously, Tazno comes in. I am a master bridge builder. I must be brought back to my home village. And so he gets the short one looks dumber than the rest of you. I can't remember exactly what the line was. And Naruto realizes he's talking about him. And so they go. Naruto's like, yeah, outside the village. He'll mention it to All Might. It's like, well, good luck, Naruto. And remember. And he gives Naruto some advice. They even have a bowl of ramen, and there's just sharing some advice and his life views and lessons, which he's already done before, but it's going to come back a little bit later on. They go out into the world, obviously, to get their rundown of what the Kages are like, to at least what their roles are. And then, obviously, Kakashi sees the puddle. They kill Kakashi. And then they sneak up behind Naruto, who unfortunately does still have the freak out here. I don't see Naruto getting past it in this version, that freezing up moment. And so it still goes down about the same, except Sasuke actually handles him a lot more smoothly here. He still gets the poison in his hand. It's like, damn it! And, why am I so different? I swear on this wound. Wow. I will never back down. You don't have to worry about me, guys. I'll be just fine. Naruto, that's really cool how you let the poison out, but if you don't patch up that wound soon, you're gonna die. Really good idea to stop the bleeding now. Seriously. No. Just give me your hand. By the way, that's a load of shit. We know it. First off, blood pills exist in Naruto. Give him a goddamn blood pill. You're telling me you don't have blood pills on you? What the hell? But second of all, like, did we really think Naruto's going to die of blood loss? Take out the Fox healing factor. How much blood loss was there actually? Was he actually have? It was clear that was not enough blood loss for him to die. Maybe enough for him to kind of get temporarily anemic, but not enough to die. Regardless, they again nothing really changes until we hit when Zabuza shows up. Naruto still throws the kunai at the rabbit because remember he doesn't have danger sense right now. Just to recap, the 6 quirks that exist inside All for One are Black Whip, which again spoilers is showing up here in this version. By the way, I did my best to make this thumbnail. You have no freaking idea how hard it was to find a side view of Naruto from that angle, or even any angle really. A side profile of Naruto is extremely difficult to find for some reason. And then like the version of like paint I was using to angle it, I could angle it just fine. And then when I fixed it and cropped the picture, it would just crap out. So I'm like, crap, I had to make that. That's actually shipping in Naruto's head. I just had to paint the headband blue. Anyway, because you'll notice his hair's a bit longer. I was trying to look for like a shocked look of Naruto there, but I couldn't find it. Regardless, yeah, the quirks are Black Whip, Float, Danger Sense, Fog, Danger Sense, Fog, Fajin, and oh crap, the Speed quirk, the just Gear Shift, that's what it's called. So that's what. Now, when those quirks are going to show up, will they show up in the same order? I haven't quite decided that. Well, obviously, Black Whip was the first one to show up, and it made sense for what we're going to have happen in this part, but I don't know about what versions of the rest we'll see there, because Naruto's world works. Naruto himself works differently than, say, Midoriya does, because Naruto actually does have an inner mindscape even prior to that, with another tenant. And the vestiges of All for One are very aware of the fact that, oh, we're in this. Like, what the hell is that? Who are you? But we'll, again, get to it when we get to it. So Zabuza shows up. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura get into their formation. Zabuza's still strong enough swift enough and stealthy enough to get right past them. And so you get to Kakashi getting nabbed, and Zabuza, getting ready to just take down the old man. It's like, it felt so good. Just beats on Sasuke, takes Naruto's headband, and Naruto's freaking out again until, poof, and just, he looks at the hand, just stops, and just, it just stops and really remembers his vow. But he doesn't just remember his vow. He remembers something else. And it would cut back, if this was either the manga or the anime, to a scene with him and All Might sitting at Ichiraku, laughing and having ramen. All Might praising him for, all the accomplishments he's done so far. In fact, how far he's come with All for One. I keep doing that, One for All. All for One just rolls off better. Rolls off the tongue. Because all is something. It's just all. Like, it's easier to say that. So you actually have to kind of stop and think for a second when you say One for All. But how far he's come with One for All. And he even talks about, wait, so where you came back, you were the strongest hero in the world? That's right, Naruto, I was. I was a symbol of peace. And I was proud to be. I loved helping people. That's all I ever wanted. In my world, nearly everyone had abilities. Except for me, but that didn't stop me from making something of myself. And then and he explains his master. And no matter what, remember this, Naruto, no matter how dire it is, no matter how dire it is, no matter who you're fighting, no matter how strong the opponent is, be someone who smiles no matter what. Be a beacon of peace that people would follow. And Naruto looks at All Might, and he kind of like All Might. I bet Toshinari even turns into All Might. Be someone that people would want to follow. Oh, it never stops smiling, no matter what. And Naruto, honestly, I think Naruto would really look up to this. We know Naruto admired the fourth Hokage. I think it's something like this, except he's really gotten there. All Might, we know, is an inspiration. He really is. And All Might's one of the best characters. Even though I've had a lot of people kind of point out, like when I did the My Hero Pokemon crossover, someone said, "Don't cross Pokemon with trash anime." I'm like, I like My Hero Academia. I'm sorry you don't, but like a lot of people like My Hero. And by the way, I'll say it right now. I hate comments where people say, "Don't do something. You shouldn't do something." You don't get a right to tell anyone to do anything like that. That's just because you didn't like something doesn't mean you have the right to tell someone, even if it's jokingly. And I get a lot of it comes off jokingly, but it just comes off in poor taste in my mind. At least when it comes to the content they create. I've done that too, but I've said it more. It's like, don't be an idiot in terms of like how you view the box office or how you view a certain product just because of this or whatever. Like, that's different in my mind, but don't tell someone not to do something when it comes to the content just because you didn't like it. I find that a stupid mentality. But anyway, yeah, All Might, but even in people who aren't necessarily the biggest fans of My Hero, All Might is still one of the best characters around, the beacon of peace and hope. And so this is someone that Naruto looks up to say, "I promise never stop smiling, All Might." And Naruto remembers not just his promise, his vow that he made with his hand, the promise he made to All Might, and just kind of smiles, looks down, activates full cowling, just rushes Zabuza, who just boom, backhands him. As fast as he is, Zabuza could probably easily take Lee. Like, no, there's no doubt about it in my mind. Zabuza could take Lee without too much difficulty. Still, he knows, like, the kid's fast. He's like, "Naruto, look, I know you're fast, I know you're powerful and fast, but we're not able to take this guy on. We're only getting, this is what?" And they just, "Hey, you." It's like, "The headband? Hey, you, the freak with no eyebrows. Put this in your bingo book. The ninja who will become Hokage of the Leaf." I mean, he smiles through all this. The ninja who smiles no matter the threat. And he never backs down. His name is Naruto Uzumaki. And so, Sasuke and Naruto get ready. Naruto makes the shadow clones. Full cowling shadow clones are a bit more difficult for Zabuza to hit. Just slices right through him. Does the shadow windmill shuriken or windmill of shadows? What was it? Shadow shuriken jutsu. It was just the windmill of shadows. So obviously transforms the other shurikens coming in faster because we know it's Naruto and he's got full cowling activated. And so he comes in. Only this time, instead of a kunai being thrown, he's got one extra clone he makes. Huh? Now try this. All for one, or one for all. Uzumaki smash! Basically throws the clone Naruto like a spinning top. And so I'm like, they clash, and Zabuza's shocked that it doesn't immediately, like, the sword doesn't immediately go through him because the centrifugal force is creating basically friction force, almost like a force field. Naruto's grinding against it, but he obviously just, "I'll destroy you!" And then obviously Kakashi comes in. "Yeah, no, you're not." And so the rest of it goes down the same. Now, cut to after the fact. Obviously, they start their train. They meet Inari, who's, again, I've commented before on Inari, but Inari's a bit of a brat. Not because he's a bad person. We know why he's a brat. But honestly, yeah, Inari's a brat when we first meet him. And it's not that he's spoiled. It's just the fact that he's so young and experienced such hardship that he's so stuck up his own ass about it that he doesn't think, oh yeah, other people went through shit too. But anyway, so Kakashi says, "I can still train you," and then gonna train them with the tree walking exercise. Naruto initially struggles like he does in the original. Granted, his chakra control's probably gotten a little better because he has been practicing, but again, one for all, jacked up his chakra control. 100%, I would have believed he would do that. And so he's still got to struggle the way he does in the original. However, one thing he quickly realizes, like, maybe if I try full cowling, and he tries it, and remember, full cowling when it activates, he's got this, like, electrical field around him, or just, like, energy sparking off him. And so he tries it, it kind of works, but not really, so he dials it down to, like, as low as he can. And because of the nature, we see that the electricity can actually dance off another person's body, like when he fights Bakugo. So he is able to start getting it down using full cowling. So he starts doing the tree walking again. Now, Naruto probably didn't say this because he's noticed his chakra control's messed up, but he's already done this exercise with All Might. In fact, I'd be willing to bet Naruto was initially capable of walking on water after All Might's training. Problem again is his chakra control got completely jacked. And so he's doing the best he can to get his chakra control back up to snuff. Sasuke eventually said, Sasuke, here's the thing. Sasuke, I don't think he asks him the question of what Sakura told him, because he doesn't have to ask Sakura for any help here, because he already knows what he's doing. But he's trying to practice one for all, and he's slowly doing it by increasing the amount that one for all is outputting. He's able to kind of get it down slowly but surely again, but also pretty quickly within the time frame. And then he starts to try to do it again without the chakra. Without full cowling. It's a touch and go process. This leads us ultimately to him and Sasuke pretty much where they were in the original, except Naruto's a little less beat up. He's probably like Sasuke, kind of just sitting on top of the tree. He meets Haku. They have their talk. Although Haku notices that a lot of trees are like missing giant chunks out of them, because Naruto's probably been boom blasting holes with like not air pressure, because he hasn't gotten there yet, but just straight force shockwave almost. Point being, we get to the Zabuza bridge fight. That's really where we would end up here. And we're at 21 minutes, so this is perfect. I can wrap it up with the end of the fight. And we start, Naruto still sleeps in, then saves Tsunade and Inari. Why was I blanking on the name? Sasuke, meanwhile, is actually at a higher level here than he was in the original. So him and Haku aren't just relatively even. He's actually outmatching Haku quite a bit in the hand-to-hand combat, and Haku actually notices this. You won't be able to keep up with my speed, and which Sasuke quickly, because we know that's what his style is, the intercepting fist, which is very much Wing Chun to me, basically. He just actually lands a shot right on Haku. How is he that fast? And Sasuke just quickly puts him down. He's stronger than I thought. Haku, stop messing around. Right. Forgive me, I've underestimated you and your strength. But don't worry. I'll make it quick. And so he activates the ice mirrors. Sasuke, to his credit, is able to actually react a certain level. Haku even notices his reaction speed is impressive. But unfortunately, he still starts getting tagged. Ultimately, Naruto comes in, still does the kunai bullshit. And him and Haku are scoring off. He activates full cowling. And Haku remembers seeing that, and he can tell, like, he is powerful. Like, he's clearly much stronger than Sasuke is. Which he is. Physically, he is still the powerhouse of the team. And they're getting ready, but Sasuke tries to attack. I haven't forgotten about you. Not for a moment. Forgive me, Naruto. We'll have our fight, but I have to take care of this first. And Naruto immediately tries to go in and just smash the mirror. Unfortunately, we know those things are harder than steel, pretty much. Can't even be melted by a standard fire jutsu. Naruto was able to shatter it once he got the Fox Chakra, but the augmentation that Fox Chakra gave him had to have been insane. Plus, that was Chakra clashing with Chakra, so that's probably another reason it affected it. Here, Naruto clashes, and he's actually able to crack it. In fact, he cracks it pretty hard. But Haku sees this. Like, he was almost able to crack a mirror. But he sees the reform. Holy crap! I'm sorry, Naruto, but that's not going to work. And then Naruto quickly rushes in, tries to get Sasuke out of there. You're even faster than Sasuke, your friend. But unfortunately, it's not fast enough. And once again, he just starts spamming the Senbon. Again, Sasuke's actually got good reaction time. He's been keeping track of things with his eyes to a certain degree. He's kind of getting the timing down a bit more because he is just better here than he was in the original. Naruto, also being as fast as he is able to dodge it even more effectively than Sasuke, but even he's starting to get pinned. Shadow Clone Jutsu! And he tries to use his trump card, like, I'm just going to have to shatter the mirrors, but unfortunately, those Senbon are moving too fast for any of his clones to actually hit. Even using 100% of all for one for all, is he can't get to it in time. Like, he's getting more like to 40 before Haku just pops him, and he's unfortunately feeling those effects. Luckily, because he's not at 100, it's not as detrimental, but he just kind of, I can't get to 100%, and the pain, it's like, and so ultimately Sasuke does get his Sharingan activated enough to tag Haku. But he also gets in the way of protecting Naruto as he does in the original. And Naruto just looks like, no, why did you do that? I don't know. My body just moved. And they talk about dreams. Naruto, don't let your dreams die. And then boop, you get that boop, boop. Is this the first time you've lost a comrade? Um, and so Naruto's just like, shut up. I'm gonna kill you. And so you get Naruto. And Haku starts fighting the Senbon out. And it goes about the same until Naruto's chakra goes from this, burnt orange, which I love, burnt orange red, which, side note, orange is, believe it or not, my third favorite color. My first favorite color is green, second is blue, third is orange. I love a burnt orange. It's just a great color. Orange is such a vibrant, lovely color. I actually have a lightsaber from Saberforge that is orange. I do want another one for my collection, though. I'm a big nerd in general, so I got orange is just a great color in my mind. But his chakra starts going from that burnt orange to black and green and starts behaving wildly. The tendrils of chakra start coming out, almost like tails, but not quite. And they start clashing against the mirrors and start just snapping them. One pulls one down to smash it. Haku's like, what is going on with him? And this is where Naruto kind of passes out briefly as he's kind of blacking out for a moment. Granted, this works differently here than it does in My Hero because Midoriya actually has to pass out for this. He actually has to be kind of unconscious. Whereas here, Naruto, we know that minutes in his mindscape is literally just like an instant in the real world. So he is in his actual mindscape. And he sees the chakra pouring out of the cage. Like, what is this? Is this in my mind? Wait, where the hell is my body? Granted, he kind of focuses up. And his body can't actually show up, mind you. Because he can't actually be in his mind. We've seen him in his mindscapes. Like, what's going on? Hey, kid, what exactly are you doing? And we're relying on that thing's chakra. And he sees there are... One second, I got to remember all that. He's the 9th user. That's right. So there's 8 chairs there. Now, luckily, he does see one of them. He does see a figure, like a glowing, burning figure. And then it's like, is that all? He's like, hey, pay attention to me, kid. And there he sees this man in goggles, a black outfit. I liked Banjo's design, though. By the way, Banjo had a cool design. It's like, hey, pay attention, kid. Look. He's like, what's going on? You activated. You were in need, so we came. And he sees these lights hovering on these chairs. And wow, 2 of the chairs don't have lights. There are 2 doors that are apparently now in Naruto's mindscape for the 2 users who aren't so inclined to help, at least at the time. And Banjo's just looking and saying, "What? Don't be so shocked. We got a couple moments here. Yeah, you inherited One for All, right? And well, this is what happens when you inherited it. Well, didn't happen with that Toshinori kid, but you seem to be a different case. Kid. Wait, what's going on? What's going on here? It's like, you see, you heard what the Toshinori said. All for one, One for All has been passed down the ages. User. You're the 9th. He was the 8th. But the difference between you, you two, and us is that neither you had any sort of quirk. The quirk prior to this quirk that, and Naruto remembers. That's what quirk. What do you mean? You see, every time All for One got passed down, One for All got passed down, a little bit of our quirk factors, the essence of our powers got melded into it. And they've been melding, and they've been seeping in, they've been melding and been building in there. Building for the right time, meet the right person to accept their power. Looks like you lucked out, kid. Lucked out, kid. You're about to receive all of One for All's power. Luckily, you're getting mine first, and it's a grade A quirk. And he explains Black Whip briefly. I know you're hurt, and you can see the look in Naruto's eyes. You can still see the rage. You can still see the fox's eyes in Naruto's eyes. Never forget what that Toshinori said, kid. Never stop smiling, even through the pain. You're gonna lose a lot in your life, kid. You're gonna lose a lot more than what now. But the question is, do you let that stop you, or do you keep moving and keep being someone that people can look and aspire to be? Remember, never stop smiling, kid. You'll never be, as long as you do that, you'll never be alone. All right, I think time's up. Now go teach that mask kid what's for. And Naruto wakes up, and while he's still got Fox Chakra activated, it's now gone from that burnt red-orange to melding with it is like a green, it's weird, it's Black Whip. It is black, but it's also got a big green hue to it. Maybe it's got an orange hue thanks to Naruto's chakra in this case. Now, you know what? The green might, because Banjo is red here, it may be that because of Midoriya's hair color that's in his outfit, that's why it looks green. So Naruto's is orange. That's fair. By the way, someone brought up that the full Cowling Lightning should be orange. I agree with that. So it'll be orange. And so Naruto is remembering the feeling that, like, the chakra, because Black would be, even though it's a quirk, it would still be using chakra in this case. Even though it's chakra mixing with the energy that is produced by Black Whip. And so Haku's still in the mirror. He's like, what was that? Naruto's calmed down, but he's still angry. He's still got the Fox chakra, but now he's back in control. Just, he can feel the strain on his body, but Naruto's like, not good. Because Naruto, unlike Midoriya, Naruto muscled through doing the Rasengan exercise despite the pain he was going through on that. So I have no doubt that even though he'd be feeling pain, he can muscle through. He's like, this is for Sasuke! And just grabs every mirror he can, including the one that Haku's in. And Haku has to get the hell out of there because he knows it's going to happen. He just smash! Boom! And all of a sudden, Haku tries to get away, but he feels the Black Whip wrapped against him. And Konoha! Smash! Boom! And just cracks him just as he does in the original, except it's a lot harder here. Just puts him in the ground. And honestly, Haku might be out cold here. For the sake of argument, I would say that because the mask took a giant brunt of the hit, which it did in the original, and I'd say he's still alive. Naruto stops. His body's in pain, but he has his conversation with Haku, and ultimately the rest of the scenario goes the same, where Naruto helps aid in Zabuza takes care of Gato, a bunch of those bandits. They all scare off the rest of the bandits, other mercenaries. Sasuke wakes up, and it's all well and done. The great Naruto Bridge is born. And so, Naruto has already gained access to one of the other quirks of One for All. Now, how fast am I going to allow him to get to the quirks? Don't worry, he's not going to have them all by the time skip. Let me rephrase that. He's not going to have them all by the end of part 1. I don't see that happening. This one just made a lot of sense, like all things considered. Granted, Midoriya activated it when he was at 15% or getting like higher grades of One for All. This was one of those scenarios, though, that I think worked well. And I think that will be the big key thing here, where I don't see him getting extra quirks until he hits like at least 15 to 20%. So until we get, now granted, because Naruto keeps training and because of the nature of the ninja world, the constant training, exercise, all that repeated use, he'll probably get the 20% pretty quick. But keep in mind, it's also up to the user's vestiges or the vestiges of the quirks, your previous users, to allow him to use those abilities. For example, I don't see him getting gear shift or Fajin before part 2. I don't see that. Granted, he's not Midoriya, so they might be able to relate with him a bit better, but I still don't see that happening. The other 4, that's possible. I'm not saying I'll do the other 4. Here are 3. I'm not saying I won't give him those in between, but I'm not saying all 3 of them will show up in part 1. At least 2 of them probably, but maybe like the 4th, and the order too would matter as well. But we'll wait and see. I've only written out these first 2, so we'll see what happens on part 3 on Sunday. Till then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you folks next time. Later.